You guys, Ranger Nation, it is your boy JB, and we are here today with the review for Avataro Sentai's Donbrothers episode number 30, you guys. So, before I jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and aren't subscribed, I need you guys to do me a big, huge favor and subscribe to the channel. Please turn your post notifications, share the video, and with that out the way, without further ado, let's discuss Donbrothers episode 30. Shall we? So this episode, we see this woman that is potentially being kidnapped, right? So she fought back, but she was eventually taken anyways, right? So we see Oni's sister, and she was waiting for her aunt to get home, and then someone called her that actually knows exactly who she is. They know that she is Oni's sister. So they tell her that they have, basically taken her aunt, and so then we see Oni's sister as she's telling, the others about her aunt being kidnapped. And so her aunt at this point has been kidnapped by the foot soldiers, right? So what they want from Oni's sister is they want their help to capture and contain the bestials, right? So we see there's a guy who's at the cafe, right? And he tells he tells them, that they are. He tells them there was this guy that was in the cafe, right? So when he was in the cafe, he told Momitaro's Oni's sister, Kiji brother, and Saru brother, and actually this guy happens to be one of those foot soldiers, right? So he's telling them that the bestials are predators for them, right? The bestials basically hunt them down. So what it is they took her aunt because none of the others have any relatives. And Peach Brothers like, my Miho. They were like, we ain't even worried about Miho. I was like, oh God. Kiji brother and Miho. So, and there's a particular reason why they didn't take Miho, because we know that Miho is one of the bestials, and that's what he did. So they gave him he sent them a list via their phones of each person that's a bestial, right? And Kiji brother looks at the list and he sees Miho's name is on that list, and he's like, he's thinking to himself like, my Miho can't be a bestial. Well, sir, unfortunately, she is one of those bestials. So then we see these foot soldiers, right? So they're feeding, Oni's sister's aunt, and she thinks that they're hot. I'm like, lady, these people have kidnapped you, and you think that they hot? Girl, okay. So let's pause here, and let's go ahead and move forward, you guys. So we see as Kiji brother, he is watching Miho, and then we see Oni's sister. She's going to see the boy who, now, we haven't saw this guy in quite some time. But you guys remember the young man that had a crush on her, right? The one that when that monster attacked, he took off running and left her there. Well, she's going to go visit his mom, right? Because no one knows where he is. But when she goes to visit his mom says that he's out of the country getting better. So then, those foot soldiers called up Oni's sister, and they said they have one demand. Or was it the beast? Somebody called Oni's sister and said they have one demand, right? So we see that rogue feral cop, right? So he's there, and they want, they want Murasame. I'm like, why do y'all want Muras? When it comes to the Donbrothers, there are still things that we don't technically know. We don't know a lot about, at this point, we don't know a lot about Murasame. We're still learning about the bestials. We know very little about the Hitatsukis. We know bits and pieces about the Cerebrans, so there are still things that we're still trying to learn when it comes to Donbrothers. So the next thing we see is, I never get her name right. I think it's Sononi. So she's talking to Inu brother about them working together, right? She says that the bestials are up to something, and then she tells him to let the others know, right? Meanwhile, there is a Hitatsuki that's attacking, and he tells. So then we see as Inu brother in his ranger form. He's telling the others about the proposal from the Cerebrans to work together against the bestials. So let's pause here and let's go ahead and start to wrap up the episode, right? So next up we see Miho. So Miho, she approached Momotaro, right? And she tells him, not to hurt the bestials. And she says, in particular, she has a particular set of bestials for him not to attack. So it's the bestials who fold the origami into cats, right? Which is interesting because I thought all of them folded origami into cats. But she says don't destroy them. She says don't hurt them, right? She also tells him that if he destroys a bestial, that the human will be destroyed as well. And I was like, okay. I was kind of confused, like how would that happen? Because when you think about it, the bestials, right? When you see the bestials, like let's think about the cop, for instance. When you see that cop, he does transform from the cop's human form to the bestial. Okay, I guess so. I can see that, right? So we see Oni's sister. So she found her aunt, right? And then the Cerebrans are there as well, and so is Miho. So Taru showed up and he's telling them that the plan is canceled. It's a wrap. They're not doing that, right? So we see as the Hitotsuki, he shows up, like everybody is there. So at one point, now the interesting thing in this particular episode, if we go back a few episodes ago, Miho and the cop bestial, they were battling with each other at one point. So it's interesting. So is it a good side? Well, I don't think the bestials are good at all, but is there one set of bestials that's better than the other? Kind of interesting when you think about it, right? So the Hitotsuki was eventually destroyed, right? So both Inu brother and Kiji brother, they noticed Natsumi slash Miho, right? And Kiji brother got to Natsumi before Inu brother could, right? And he just saw how he was. I was like, ooh, the cat is out of the bag that you two are in love with the same exact woman. But that was the episode, you guys. Overall, it was a really great episode. Like I said, I'm loving that we're learning more about the bestials, the Cerebral. I just want to, and we only have a few more episodes, because isn't it like 50 episodes per season? So we're actually past the halfway point at this point now. So I'm really curious to see how the rest of this season is going to play out, because we're already in November, and the new seasons for Super Sentai starts in March. So we got November, December, January, February. So we got 4 more months left of Donbrothers. So, and I'm really happy to, I know that I haven't been on here reviewing Donbrothers, but I've definitely been watching week after week. So I'm just playing catch up at this point. But I'm enjoying every episode of Donbrothers, and I'm really eager to see how it ends. The season ends. But let me know what you guys thought about episode 30 in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, share the video, and until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.